Hey, welcome to Sunshine Haze. I am Aja A. As you see tarot cards on your screen, you know it's time for a reading, a new moon reading. And with that being said, it's really a lunar cycle reading, and we will be looking at the Sagittarian lunar cycle. So December to January. And this reading is for Libra Sun, Libra Moon, and Libra Rising. With that being said, this is a general reading. So if you feel like what I'm saying in the spread is not resonating with you, go on and check out your moon and or rising sign. And I do have that listed down below, or the link listed down below. Also, since I am talking about the Sagittarian lunar cycle, go on and check out that new moon in Sagittarius video if you want to know about the energies that we'll be dealing with over this next month. And what else? Speaking of Sag, Jupiter did just transit into Sag from Scorpio, so I have a video up on that as well, linked in the description box. Click on that too, okay guys? All right, so this is going to be our typical 5-card lunar cycle spread. Going to be looking at the energies coming in for you, Libra, or the energies that you're supposed to be tapping into. Any crossing energies, because we are talking about Sag, where you need to be looking at life in terms of the bigger picture, and then also where you need to take a leap of faith or be a little bit more adventurous. And then, as always, a soul message, spirit message, something extra for you to take away with you from this spread, okay? All right. Shuffle this deck. Okay. So, Libra, you have literally your card coming up as far as the energy is concerned for you for this Sagittarius lunar cycle. This is the thought card, and this, I believe, really talks about the way that you're processing your thoughts and your perspective. And the first energy that I pick up with this card, as soon as I pulled it, was, how's your outlook? Is it negative or is it positive? How are you thinking about things? How are you internalizing things? And I feel like some of you Libras, a lot of you are kind of looking at things in terms of a negative light. Like, not necessarily like, oh, woe is me, everything is shitty, but in terms of like, say somebody tells you something like, oh, it's supposed to be like warm outside tomorrow. Instead of being like, oh, really? Word, that's cool. You're like, oh, it's been cold for the past few days. I don't really know. And that's something slight, but that type of programming, that type of thinking does tend to have this like viral effect. You know, it can spread, and in thinking negatively can in turn physically manifest. So this card coming up here, I think Libra is saying that for you guys, as this is the end of the year, so for a lot of people it is the winter solstice. So for a lot of people, we are releasing a lot of things, or a lot of cycles are ending, or we are just like really thinking about shit that we want to change and that we want to get rid of. I think for you, the energy coming up for you is that, and then also figuring out how to move away from those things, or how to release, or how to let go, and then also come into a positive space. As I say in a lot of my videos, when we look at things like we're taking them as an L, when we release things, we kind of look at them like we're taking an L. Sorry, I mixed that up. there's a dark side and there's a light side, and you see the person or the girl on this card, she is looking towards the light side, Libra. This particular Sagittarian lunar cycle, Sag, resonates with a very philosophical energy, a very intuitive energy. Underneath this lunar cycle, I do think that you are going to be prompted to start thinking in a more positive light. I do think that you may definitely be triggered, and through your triggers understand and see how your reactions, especially because we have the Cancer full moon under this lunar cycle, see how your reactions are not really in alignment with the best version of yourself that you can be. Shit is always rough, but you have the choice to whether you want to face behind you or whether you want to face ahead. And I think you really need to think about the way that you're thinking and shift it more towards facing towards this golden mask. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Next card that you have coming up in your spread is the Fool, and it is in the crossing position of what's kind of stopping you from tapping into this more positive headspace. You've got the Fool. So for a lot of you Libras, you know, you did just kind of start your new year. You're a couple months in. But for a lot of you Libras, there's a lot of new shit going on. You're in new spaces. You've got new people around you, or you know, something's different, something's changed. Nothing was the same. Okay, Drake. And this may possibly have you a little shaken up, and you may be devoting a little bit more energy to adjusting to this new sense of self or this new sense of life, as opposed to devoting your energy to just being positive so that you can resonate in a positive headspace and physical space with this Fool energy. The Fool card is typically a very positive card. It talks about new cycles and new beginnings, but it's a crossing energy. So this tells me like you might be a little resistant to the new that is coming in for you, or that has come in for you. In all of my spreads, I do talk about turning these cards into an upright position so that they can become a supporting energy for the energies that you're supposed to be tapping into. The Fool can very much so do the same, right? Stop fighting the new. Just understand that everything happens as it should. Everything is divine timing. So whatever has gone down and put you into this energy, instead of being resistant to it, and instead of focusing more so on what you wish you could change or what you wish didn't happen, use this as a supporting energy. Okay, life is different. Things are new. Something changed, or my perspective is different, you know, whatever. And that doesn't have to be a bad thing. Let me see what good can come from what has transpired before that has gotten me into this space of something completely different, okay? Whatever that may be. I don't think that there's any other message other than to stop fighting what's coming in for you or what has come in for you, and to stop looking at it in such a negative light, and just understand that, like I said, everything happens for a reason. Nothing is coincidental. Everything has a reasoning behind it, whether you know it, whether it's on the surface, or whether you find out years later. There is always a reason behind everything that happens, and everything has a ripple effect, okay? All right, the next card that you guys have coming up in your spread is the Page of Wands, and that is coming up in the position of where you guys need to be looking at life in terms of the bigger picture. And I like that you have a fire card coming up in the spread underneath the fire moon cycle. The Page of Wands, the pages carry the energy for the element, and this is a card that talks about being very enthusiastic, being ready for something new, being ready to start new cycles, just being ready to be in a more positive space, and also being very optimistic about it. This also comes with a very, very positive message saying that you can do it. You can overcome what has happened that put you here, but you have to understand that you are now here. This is life, but you can definitely work with it. Look at life in terms of the bigger picture. Don't look at life in terms of whatever this is. If you're only looking at the Fool card in this spread, it's the crossing energy. Things are not going to be popping. You know what I'm saying? Look at life in terms of, okay, like I said, shit happens. Now you're in something completely new. So what can I do with this? This is a card that comes with a very, very positive energy. And I think for a lot of you Libras, another message here. I think for some of you, you are supposed to be changing. You're supposed to be doing something big or something different, taking a very, very different shift from what you've been doing before. And you might be a little, like I said, be very resistant. I kept saying the change that came in or that is coming in, or the change that could come in. You have opportunities. You have opportunities for change, Libra, and I very much so think you know what they are. Take them. Look at life in terms of the bigger picture. You can always go back to where you started if you don't like where you end up. That's the good thing about life. It's different when you're going somewhere new and you know nothing about it. Try it. You never know unless you try, and if you don't like it, at least you have the familiarity of where you came from, and you can go back there. You can go back to square one and try something different. You can go back to the drawing board. This is a very positive energy. This is saying be a little more optimistic. Stop resonating in whatever heavy, dense, negative energies you guys have been resonating in, for those of you Libras that this is resonating with. And go for something new. Go for different things. Try something different. Do something active. This is a fire card. It's all about action, all about passion. Do something that makes you happy. It'll support this, and this will support this. Okay. The next card that you guys have coming up in your spread is in the patern position. Like, what? In the position of where you guys need to be a little bit more adventurous and take a leap of faith, which is interesting that this didn't come over here, but I like that this is coming up here. The moon is a card that talks about giving into life cycles, giving into what life has in store for you, giving into what God has set up for you, giving into what the universe has planned for you. The moon is a card of mystery. Some people get a little alarmed when they see this, but I'm a Cancer sun and a Cancer moon and a Venus Cancer and my South Node is in Cancer, so I'm very, very much so ruled by the moon. And when I see this card, it brings this energy of following your intuition and following your heart and just letting life and spirit guide you. So Libra, whatever changes are coming or whatever opportunities are presented, go with what you feel and don't be afraid to take chances. Like I said, you can go back to the drawing board. And if you feel like you can't, then that really means that you need to take the chance, because you're not even supposed to be there or be doing what you're doing. You know what I'm saying? If you feel like, oh, I can't do this because if I do this, there's no way that I can come back to this space that I'm in now, that really means that you need to get out of the space that you're in now. You know what I'm saying? Whether that means you can't come back physically or you can't come back mentally. You know what I'm saying? Trust your soul, trust your spirit, just trust whatever is happening is supposed to be happening, and just be open to giving things a chance. This is all about trying new shit. I like this. Whew. Okay, Libra. The last card that I have coming up for y'all is in the spread of is in the position of your soul message, and you've got the 5 of air, and this is a card that comes with a message of a little bit of fear. The mask has been taken off. This time in this reading with this card, I feel like the mask has been taken off, not necessarily by your doing, but you've had to be vulnerable. You've had to show people your heart, your Libras, your air. You've had to show people your thoughts, but you're still blindfolded. There's like you're scared of you're just scared of trying something different. You don't know what's out there. You don't know what's next, and you're just like, I don't even want to. I'd rather listen. Bird Box just came out, y'all. You can't go, like, we don't have those creatures out there, you know, stopping us from achieving our goals and living our best lives. So right now, I think this card coming up in this position is to say, Libra, shit has happened, and it may have put you into, at one point, this negative dark space with this thought card. And shit is new, shit is different, and you don't really know what's going on. It's a little bit mysterious, but take off the blindfold. Look at the world, look at life. See what's coming in, experience. You may be numb from whatever this is, or you may be, like I said, a little apprehensive to whatever this is, or you may just not even really want to make moves, but you've got to remove your biggest obstacle, which is yourself, Libra. We have external influences, but when it boils down to it, we are the people that allow our external influences to influence us. You know what I'm saying? So give yourself and give life a chance. Take off your blindfold. Go out there, experience the world, experience life, and don't be afraid. Sometimes mystery is good. The moon is associated with intuition, so wherever you end up, whatever you end up doing is where you're supposed to be. Okay? All right, Libra. That's your spread. I do hope that provided you guys with some insight. If you feel like you need a little bit more clarity, please feel free to book a reading with me through my Etsy shop. got a link down below. What was that? There's the Mother card. Did this come out for you? Nope, this came out for Virgo. This talks about nurturing, putting a little bit of energy into what needs to be nurtured, taking care of yourself or the things that need to be taken care of. In Libra, I think that this is coming up in regards to this situation. Definitely, as you make these changes and take these chances, take the time to make sure that you are good. Take the time to you know, bring yourself a little bit of joy. Take the time to bring yourself into a good mental space, okay? All right, as I was saying, if you like this video, go on and give me a little thumbs up, please. I would appreciate it. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to drop them down below. I do check my channel pretty frequently, and I will respond as long as it's positive vibes only, y'all. I'm gonna say like, comment, share. If you have any Libra friends or friends with Libra placements or friends with Libra lovers, and they want to know what's going on, go on and send them this video. I do appreciate you guys for sharing my content as you do already though, so thank you. And then lastly, if you are still with me about 15 minutes in here, go on and hit that subscribe button so you can keep up with when I put out new content. Got a couple of rounds of content coming out before the year is up, or in a couple days, and I would love for you guys to see that. And I'd also like for you guys to be hip to the changes that I'll have coming in gradually as the year starts. So, you know, go on and hit that little bell. I think it's a bell, or it actually says subscribe. I don't know. Either hit subscribe or hit the bell. No, the bell is for notifications. If you really want to be notified when I put up videos, hit the bell. But hit the subscribe button for sure, for sure. All right, you guys, thank you so much for watching. I will see y'all next time.